Welcome to day 14, uploading every single day in the month of January 2025 just to see what happens to my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about my favorite Star Wars hat. Now, if you're an OG fan of Geeks and Gamers and DDayCobra, you know who may have wore this type of hat. That's Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. And I want to explain how I obtained this and why this is my favorite Star Wars hat. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So if you didn't watch my previous video it's titled "Why I Still Care About Star Wars," to give you the cliff notes, basically after the Last Jedi, and everybody that I worked with or I saw online said it was the best thing ever, and I started questioning my own sanity to think, am I the only person that disliked that movie so much, The Last Jedi? So I kind of went over the internet and finally went on YouTube and tapped in, I think, Last Jedi review, and there's some guy with, I think, maybe 30,000, I can't remember the number of subs, wearing this hat, going off on how much he hated The Last Jedi. And at that moment, I felt relieved that I was not living in the freaking Twilight Zone. And I realized, okay, this dude is speaking the truth. So at that point, honest to God, I created a YouTube channel, YouTube account, and started sub to his channel and started watching his content every single day. This might sound cheesy, but it was more like therapy because it felt like, okay, cool, man. And he was saying better way of forming words of how much he despised this movie and why, and all the people who's behind it, this and this. And I was like, amen, brother, preach it. But I was like, okay, I felt so much better than this. And at that moment, of course, that was the first time I even created a YouTube account. Before, I never had a YouTube account. I just do general, search for stuff on YouTube, and it pulls up certain videos. But I never had an account. But because of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, because The Last Jedi happened, and then found somebody on the internet that felt the same way I did, I created a YouTube channel. And I followed him, and I listened to him, to World Class BSers, Ethan from Comic Book Pro Secrets, Gary from the Neurotic. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it all started with Jeremy. And now people have opinions about Geeks Gamers. That's their prerogative. They can think whatever they want. And the reason this is my favorite hat is because of that memory, that core memory. And like I said in my previous video, it's weird, like, all the core memories I have, it always something to do with Star Wars. Because Star Wars has been, I've been a fan all of my freaking life, and I can't and will not turn my back on it, no matter how bad it is. Another little spoiler in my previous video, it's my team. Star Wars is my team. I'm a ride or die fan. In the good times and the bad, I will be a Star Wars fan. But the reason that, I failed to realize, to tell you the gist of how I attained this. I apologize. I get in a kind of a mindset of telling you a story, and like, oh yeah, you're like, okay, Eric, how did you get the hat? Well, how I got this hat was, there was another channel that I found called Echo Base Network. I'll link all these people's names and YouTube channels down below if you're curious to watch them and give them a sub. But Echo Base Network had their first ever giveaway of a prize, and it was a Star Wars hat. And they also said in the video that it was Jeremy's hat that he wore. Coach found that hat at a place. He bought it in Disney World, and he just packed it up, didn't think much about it, and they figured they would go ahead and do their first giveaway. And I really wanted it, never thought I would win it. So I subbed to the channel, liked the page, comment below what my handle name was on Twitter. And a week later, I got a message from Nick asking what my home address was, and I gave it to him, and the next couple of days, this came in. And I was just it was really cool to actually have that hat. And it's the reason I like it again is because it's different than the other hat you see. It's definitely, and it has that memory of that moment of Last Jedi and going on YouTube, and now like YouTube is my thing, not just because I'm in front of the camera. Before I even started this journey in 2023, that's all I do is YouTube. I recommend YouTube to everybody. My father-in-law, my dad, everybody that I interact with me that are not watching YouTube, I'm telling you, missing out. There is so much stuff out there that you get out of more than you do the mainstream anything. Of course, you have to, find the right ones, but eventually the algorithm sees what you like, and you go that rabbit hole of stuff. But yeah, it's just, this was the moment I got into YouTube, was because of a guy wearing a hat just like this, and I'll always remember that. Now, if you are curious about having one of these type of hats, they are available on eBay. I just saw one for like $10. I've done a reverse search of photos on Google to see if it pulls up, and there's about 2 on eBay. If you are a OG fan of Geeks and Gamers and DDayCobra, you might be able to snag one up for $10 on online. But anywho, I just really wanted to tell a story about why this is my favorite Star Wars hat, and also how I tamed it, and kind of led me to where I'm at now in life, with talking just like what Jeremy did, and Jeremy's more better at talking to the camera than I am. He is more a better personality than I am, but I definitely, I learned a lot from these people that I follow. They always kind of give you a kind of a little bit of nuggets along the way of how YouTube is, and what you have to watch what you say and what you do, and trying to maneuver through so you don't have any issues. And it's awesome, man. And I think in closing, if anybody out there is curious or wondering about doing that, I mean, I know it's easy to say just go ahead and do it, but truly, you have nothing to lose. It's simple. Don't just quit your job and jump into YouTube. Have it for a hobby, and then see how it goes from there. And do it for 3 months. And if you don't like it in 3 months, then maybe it's not for you. That's what I did. I tried for 3 months of that I started in 2023, and 3 months led to 6. 6 led to a year and some change, and here we are. And I truly do enjoy it. I hope y'all enjoy watching. And if you don't, that's cool too. Eventually, I'll get there and my goal is 1,000 and get monetized to save some coin. That's all it is. But anywho, just want to encourage you if you are curious about it. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me talk about my favorite Star Wars hat and why it's my favorite and how I attained it. And I greatly appreciate all the likes, all the comments that you all do, and all the subs that I have. And yeah, other than that, try your best to stay out of trouble. I know how you all are, and I'll see you next time. See you later.